Hey y'all. So I wanted to come and give you guys an honest homeschool update. Um, I know I've promised some stuff on my page that I haven't truly committed to, and I'm aware of that, and I try to fix that. But one of them, but one of them is homeschool, right? Homeschooling and providing you guys videos on how I homeschool my son and what's been going on and what we do, blah blah blah. And I'm here to give you guys a honest, complete honest update on things and what we're doing, and hopefully share with you the reality of it, and um, you know, I guess some things that may help you make the decision to homeschool. But overall, I'm just gonna start with my overall feelings towards homeschool right now. And then I'm going to go into other details and disclaimers and some pros and cons, right? So, my overall feeling right now about homeschool is that I do not like it. I do not like it. There are times when I completely hate it. And I still kind of flirt with the idea right now of putting him back in public school. I know, oh my God, I can't believe I just said that out loud. But that has been a real conversation amongst my family and friends to possibly put him back in public school. A very different public school now that we've moved. So, that particular school that would be an option if I decide to do that is totally different from the school he got out of, and more so what I would be looking for. And just to be clear, I homeschooled my son because of academic and social issues that he was having at the school that he was at, and I didn't have any options at the time in my city to change his schooling or to apply for different zones. So I was feeling very stuck, and I knew I wasn't going to allow my son to remain in that school and to continue to discourage his academic performance and social performance. So I took him out for that reason. I'm not against schools in general. I mean, I do have my thoughts and my beliefs about the agenda of public schools, but I also understand reality in society and how we move as humans to survive and take care of ourselves, and bring in income. But yes, so my overall feelings about homeschool is that I do not like it right now. And most of those feelings are personal. Um, it's because it requires you to put so much more on your plate if you already have a lot on your plate. To do homeschooling is to put like 10 times whatever you already have on your plate, to add it to it. And I'm just coming here to kind of be real, because I researched a lot of videos. I bought a lot of stuff in preparation for homeschool. I just thought this was going to be a breeze. And, no one ever really kept it real, as far as the shift you would have to endure in mentally and physically. And, some of the parents on YouTube and that homeschool in your local area, they have a different personality, I think, too. I think they might have that teacher personality where they enjoy teaching. I think you have to kind of enjoy teaching a little bit to homeschool, like teaching subjects, not teaching things that you're passionate about. Like, of course, me teaching yoga is different from me teaching my son math and reading and stuff like that. And also, it requires a different level of patience when dealing with your own child or dealing with a child in general. From my experience, there's a lot of emotions involved. There's a lot of, it's a different relationship that you have with your child versus what a child has with a stranger or a teacher. So the dynamic of that teaching environment is different, and it's a bit challenging because you're the parent and they're the child. So that's one of the things. And like I said, it's just about putting a lot more on your plate. You have to stay consistent. So, for example, with me, I'm a evolving entrepreneur, and I'm trying to figure out creative ideas on how to bring in income for myself and my projects and things like that. And I have to think about that. I have to build that, and then I have to turn around and make time and space to build curriculum and subjects and learn stuff about school that I forgot and try to teach it to my son. And oh, it's a headache for me. And a lot of people say it's the first year. Everyone goes through this the first year, it gets easier. I don't see the light yet. I'm sticking with it because so many people have told me that. But, we're like, what? Maybe 4 months in. So I'm going to be patient with it. But it is a challenge. And I don't like teaching. I'm not a teacher, a subject teacher. I'm not one of those people. And, I think I'm also suffering from the anxiety of wanting to get it right and not wanting to fail my child and make sure that he's up to speed and not behind. And I think as parents who take the option of homeschool, that is a concern, that is an anxiety that you can build up. And I think I'm partially suffering from that, and it's just all in my head, right? But I have faith that it'll get better. I'm going to tell you some pros, though, like some pros that I've noticed and that I'm excited about because it just happened the other day. But some of the pros that I noticed is that my son is actually becoming interested in learning. So we were out at the store the other day. He's seen this book that he wanted to read. And mind you, my son has never asked me to buy him a book. He only asked me to buy him junk stuff, toys, shoes, clothes, stuff like that. But the other day he's seen this book and he's like, "Oh, Mom, I want to read this book. I love this movie. I want to read it." I was like, "Oh, of course I'll buy you a book. I'll buy you tons of books. I'll buy you so many books to fill up your walls, son. Anytime you ask for a book, it's bought." Okay. But I was super excited. And then yesterday he, after he done his core curriculum things that I have him do, he was on his tablet and looking for things that he was interested in and kind of trying to learn about it and write about it and stuff. So the interest in learning and self-educating is growing in him, and that really is a good sign. And that's something that if I see continuing to grow, I'm not changing my decision to homeschool, because that is powerful. As a child, to desire to self-educate yourself and desire to learn without a structure of a public school, if you have that as a child and you carry that on as an adult, like, oh my God, that's an amazing thing for the psychology and for the brain development. So that is exciting. I also found, by God's grace, this lady, not from my hometown, came into the city and noticed that something was missing in the homeschool community, and decided to start her own little small co-op group. And I connected with her. It was literally synchronicity from the universe. And she started a co-op 2 days a week right now, and he goes there on Monday and Wednesday, and oh my God, that has been so helpful. So they're focused on the co-ops that she created right now. Like I said, it's very small. It's like maybe 3 parents right now, but their focus is on Black history, African history, science, theater, and so many other things that encompass that. So they got poetry, entrepreneur and finance classes for the kids. The kids get to take music, archery, extracurricular stuff. And I'm trying to think what other subjects. African American history, I believe. They don't do math, which is something I really, really want because I'm terrible at it. I hate math. I can't teach math for anything. I just hate it. I'm looking to get him a tutor in regards to math, but the co-op that this lady just started is just very convenient, and they're only there for about a few hours, 4 hours maybe. You provide their lunch and stuff, and they'll meet up at the recreational areas here or at the public library and learn there. And I'll tell you the good thing about that, of course, is the social aspect that kids get to continue to be around other kids, but also the fact that it's different levels of kids in that co-op. And when I say different levels, I mean like academically, socially, and the way that they speak, the way that they handle themselves. They're in different levels than where my son is. My son's only 9 right now. He'll be 10 in February, and he's around a lot more mature kids. And some of the kids are his age, but they're way mature than him. And I think it's all about environment. So again, most of those kids have been homeschooled up until now, and some of them might have went to private schools and were taken out, and the environment that they've been in has matured them a lot. And with my son being around kids like that, I can notice his maturity growing, his characters changing, the way he speaks, his vernacular, and all those things. And that excites me because I truly know, and that's one of the reasons I took him out, is that environment for a growing child is important. Depending on what you want for your child, obviously. And just to see those things has been really good. And I know I'm everywhere with this. I'm not structuring my pros and cons. So that was a pro. One of the cons, one of the big cons for me, and one of the things that I'm really struggling with and trying to figure out how to do and how to manage, is the balance of homeschool and entrepreneurship. As I mentioned before, I'm a mom. Previously a single mom before I was engaged. But even with an engagement, you have a partner that has to work, and you both have to work and do things. But homeschooling, the choice to homeschool and not being in a full-time co-op or not having a nanny per se, takes away from the potential projects and money that I could be making, if that makes sense. I know some people would say, well, just take him with you or just have him come with you. And he does come with me to a lot of stuff, more of the group things that I do with yoga. But when I have private clients, when I have, one-on-one private sessions and things like that, that's not appropriate to have a child with you. And sometimes he's able to come. Sometimes I have those clients that's like, bring him. Let him come. I have no problem with that. But for the most part, if you're dealing with a chronically ill person that needs that solitude, that calmness, that peace, and then just that one-on-one thing, and they may not be comfortable with a child, I have to figure out where he's going to go. I have to adjust my entire time around, being with him versus when my fiance comes home, or when a relative's available for me to take him somewhere, to drop him off. And again, other opportunities show up, and it's in the midst of the time I have him, so I'm not able to do it. So again, it kind of fluctuates my income, and that's the thing that I'm struggling with right now. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons I've debated on putting him back in school, because I know that while he's in school, he'll be in school for a certain amount of hours, and during those hours I can be doing certain things and getting income and all those things. But I think I'm gonna figure it out. I hope that the support comes in a sense of how I can better balance that, and maybe I could figure out some better means of working from home to supplement an income and then pay for a nanny or a tutor or something, or a traveling tutor or something like that. Those are some of the things I flirted with in my mind, but that's the reality of homeschool for me. Oh, before I go, as far as curriculum, I don't really do a curriculum right now. I was using Reading Kingdom, Extra Math. Those are some of the things that I use, and I use a few apps on my tablet, which I'll probably do another video that talks more about those apps and the online platforms that I use for homeschool. But right now I don't use a particular curriculum. I'm actually leaning more towards the unschooling method, because I notice when he's interested in something, when he wants to learn about something, he's more attentive, he's more driven to research things on his own and dig into it and look into it. So for example, when we went to the beach recently, I brought him back some shells. It was the crab claw or something like that. And oh, excuse me, guys. It's early in the morning. I'm tired. And I've been up since like 4. But I brought him a crab claw shell thing, and it was white, and he was just like, "Why is it white? I thought crabs were red." Just random questions that little kids like to ask. And I was telling him how there are different crabs, obviously, in the world, and he was like, "Well, I want to learn about them." I was like, "Cool, YouTube, Google, and then I'll find some worksheets on Google for free to help you, better understand them and grow your understanding about crabs." So I really enjoy the unschooling method. The unschooling method is pretty much them finding an interest of something, asking to learn about it, and you building some type of project or curriculum around that. So I like that. I don't want to get overwhelmed with curriculums and things of that nature, because too much to keep up with, and I want as minimum as possible. So, but as far as the math, we do extra math right now to kind of strengthen his basic math skills. And Reading Kingdom was to strengthen his levels of reading, because he was behind when I pulled him out. And it's really gotten better. He's reading on his own more independently now. His fluency is getting better. It's not as choppy as it was. But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's pretty much the gist of everything. My reality of homeschooling right now, as a new homeschool parent that's been in it for about 3 to 4 months. It's a challenge. It really is. Unless you really enjoy teaching subjects, and you have that freedom to where income is coming in, it's not something you have to worry about, and you have the creative freedom and the support from other people to manage and balance life, parenting, and homeschooling, then hey, it's for you. But for me, being a new person in that field and figuring it all out, it's a bit challenging and can be exhausting at times, and overwhelming. But the benefits, I believe it's gonna pay off, and that's my experience with homeschooling. I hope it helped someone, and I'll see you guys later with some updates. Bye.